If you're struggling to nurture your leads into actual sales and you're working on setting up your lead nurturing system, today we're going to be talking about the most effective medium of communication to use within your lead nurturing system such that you can get the best return on your investment of time, money, and energy. So let's jump into it. In the last episode, we showed you how to set up an automated follow-up system, and in this episode, we're going to be taking a deeper dive into the topic of SMS messages. Specifically, we'll be looking at the effectiveness of text messages versus emails. Now, in the world of marketing, there's a lot of attention that's given to emails. They give you direct access to your potential customers, and they're really cheap to send. So it's not as if the attention is on emails for absolutely no reason. But what a lot of people just don't really wrap their heads around is how crowded email inboxes have actually become. A number of years ago, people were opening every single email that came into their inbox. But as spam emails started to grow and people started just opening fewer and fewer emails. So if emails aren't being opened nearly as much anymore, then we need an alternative. And that is where SMS messages come into play. So let's dive in, take a deeper look at SMS, emails, and a whole lot more. In the last episode, we were talking about the factors that play into effective lead nurturing. And as we were discussing, there are really three key things that affect the lead to sale rate. And those are following up with leads within 1 minute of them becoming leads. The second is being the first to respond to leads. And the third is creating multiple touch points with leads. So with those three factors in mind, let's take a look at text messaging and how it's going to allow us to achieve those major goals much more effectively than with email. First of all, the average response rate for an email is 384 minutes. So right off the bat, email is falling way short on achieving the 1 minute follow-up window, since people are likely not going to see the email and respond to it for quite a substantial period of time. On the other hand, the average response time for a text message is just 3 minutes. So that means some people are going to check it right away. Some people are going to take a bit longer than 3 minutes, but either way, the odds are people are going to hear their phone blow up when you send them a message, and what's their natural instinct? It's to grab their phone and see who sent them a message. Look, most people don't realize it, but phones are actually engineered to be irresistible. I mean, companies spend a lot of money on this stuff. It's kind of like Pavlov's dog that drooled every time he would ring the bell because the dog was expecting some food. Well, when we hear the bell go off on our phone, we want to get that dopamine hit that comes from reading a message that brings good news. So our knee-jerk reaction is just to look at the message right away. Now this is especially true if someone just filled out a form on your website. When they see a text message from you come in on their phone just a few seconds later, they're going to be absolutely blown away. They're going to see you as responsive and eager to connect, which is really important to a lot of consumers. They want to work with companies that will reply back to them in a timely manner anytime they inquire, and of course, they want to be desired, as we all do. So by sending automated text messages to new leads right after they come through, you've instantly boosted the chances that they'll end up buying from you in the end, which is great, right? Well, it gets even better. Not only do people respond to text messages about 300 times more quickly than they do to emails, but they're also a lot more likely to open a text message. And if no one opens your message, then they certainly won't be reading it. In fact, the average open rate for an email is only 22%, which makes sense with how much spam is being sent out every single day. I mean, I don't know about you, but I have email inboxes with tens of thousands of spammy emails that I would never take time out of my day to read. But with text messages, it's actually against the law to send a message to somebody soliciting your services if you don't have permission to send a message to them to start with. And the fines are pretty hefty, and they're a lot more frequently enforced than with email. So people just don't get as much spam via text messages. And as a result, The open rate for text messages is a whopping 98%, which is just insane. There aren't many ways these days to reach out to leads and get 98% of the people you target to see your message. So don't underestimate the power of text message marketing. It's solid and it's here to stay. Now, in the last episode, we went through the steps for actually setting up automated SMS messages that drive people to a booking calendar. And this is something we've had a lot of success with using our own lead nurturing system, Appointmently, which you can learn more about at appointmently.io. But one of the reasons for this is because click-through rates on text messages are a heck of a lot higher than they are on emails. So if we look at the click-through rates for emails, you can see it's only 7%, and that's the average. So it may be higher for some, but also lower for some industries. But if we look at text messages, they get a 14% click-through rate on average, which is double that of email. That means when they hear their phone buzz and open up your text message, the odds are much higher that they'll actually click the link and go off to your booking calendar to schedule a call or meeting with you. Isn't that awesome? Plus, with the high response rate, we find that some people will actually just reply back to the text message, as we are all used to doing, and they'll say something like, "Hey, I'm free tomorrow at 1 p.m. And then you can just book that into your calendar and follow up with them at the appropriate time. It really is amazing because so much of this is handled on autopilot. Now, if all that wasn't enough to convince you of the power behind text messages, I think this final point's really going to drive the message home for you. So if we look at the average conversion rate for SMS versus email, it's pretty crazy. Look, the average conversion rate for an email is a measly 2%, while the average conversion rate for SMS is 8%. That's a 4x increase in conversions just by switching from email to text messaging, and the average for the internet as a whole is only 1%. So that means SMS converts 8 times higher than the average of all internet marketing. Now keep in mind that these are averages, which include a lot of different scenarios, but in your case, you'll be following up with warm leads that just reached out to you. So we found that the conversion rates for SMS can be quite a bit higher than this with a system that's set up properly. So there you have it. The ultimate winner for automated follow-up is without a doubt SMS messaging. Now go forth and use this information to boost your sales to a whole new level. Hey, thanks so much for sticking around to the end of this video. If there's anything you have questions about, don't be shy. Just drop them in the comments below. I'll answer your questions there. Also, smash that like button if you haven't already. It really helps with the YouTube algorithms to get this video spread to more and more people. And subscribe if you haven't already as well. Hey, I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video.